Welcome to Vegas Hockey Hub here on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media. I'm your host, Ian Rachiele. And on this latest edition of Vegas Hockey Hub Shorts, we want to welcome to the Vegas Golden Knights organization, Victor Olofsson. And Victor Olofsson, former Buffalo Sabre, he had been there throughout his entire career, becomes an unrestricted free agent, and lands here on the Vegas Golden Knights organization. Now, Victor Olofsson, he signed a one-year deal for a little over $1 million. And for Victor Olofsson, it's going to be really interesting to see how he plays on the Vegas Golden Knights organization. Now, the common link that has been discussed and has been talked about is the fact that Victor Olofsson and Jack Eichel have chemistry in terms of the lines that they had in Buffalo. And because Victor Olofsson played alongside Jack Eichel, there's people who have brought up the fact that you now have a vacancy on the first line, Jonathan Marchessault leaving, going to Nashville. So there is now a gap that is now going to possibly be filled by Victor Olofsson. Now, Victor Olofsson, he is in his late 20s. He has played over a couple of years in the NHL. Now, this past season, he didn't do that great in terms of numbers, but the year before, in 22-23, Victor Olofsson had 28 goals on the season. He had a really stellar year out there in Buffalo 2 years back. Now, the Vegas Golden Knights acquiring him is a low-risk, high-reward type of player. This is a contract that could pay off massively and give major dividends to the Vegas Golden Knights organization, depending on how Olofsson plays. Now, where he will be in the lines, that's up to be determined, okay? You could have Olofsson be on line one with Barbashev and Eichel. I would understand the argument. There's people who are trying to really figure that out. You want to put him on the top line because of the chemistry Jack Eichel and Victor Olofsson have had in Buffalo. Hopefully it correlates and translates over to Vegas. I would understand that. If you want to put Victor Olofsson on the second line and have him be with Tomas Hertl and Pavel Dorofeev, it would make sense as well because Hertl and Dorofeev and Olofsson all can score goals. They are three players who I say could score 20 goals. We have seen Hertl and Olofsson do it before, and Pavel Dorofeev has definitely been progressing, and he has the ability and the potential to score 20 or more goals. Now, it is unlikely that Victor Olofsson would be on the bottom six. I mean, there's people who are trying to make the argument that he'd be on the third line with Karlsson and maybe with Bryson. But, you know, Alexander Holtz, Victor Olofsson, Pavel Dorofeev, and Brendan Bryson, there's a bunch of wingers that are going to be battling for who's going to be at a certain line this upcoming training camp. Now, Vegas Hockey Hub, we're going to be doing all of that. We're going to be doing coverage. As a matter of fact, the development camp for the Vegas Golden Knights are going to be doing a scrimmage, and we will be there when it comes to the Vegas Golden Knights. We'll be watching scrimmages and stuff like that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned to our social medias, and we're going to be posting content from City National Arena and their scrimmages out there. But back to Olofsson, one of his main positives is his power play ability. So many of his goals throughout his entire career have come from being on the power play. And considering how the Vegas Golden Knights have struggled at times with their power play unit, having someone like Olofsson, who is very well qualified and someone who has shown past experience being a serviceable goal scorer on the power play, expect Olofsson to be on the power play unit 1 or power play unit 2 with your Vegas Golden Knights organization. And lastly, Victor Olofsson, you know, this does not matter in the grand scheme of things. Just like with Alexander Holtz, what I'm about to say here doesn't mean anything. But, you know, with jersey numbers and everything, Alexander Holtz wore 10 in New Jersey. Nick Waugh obviously wears 10 now. Victor Olofsson wore 71 in Buffalo. William Karlsson wears 71. But regardless of what happens in terms of jersey number, in terms of what they do, in terms of, like, you know, their merchandise sales, everything like that, here's the thing about Victor Olofsson. He is a goal scorer. He is someone who's very productive. I like his hustle. And more importantly, we are now bringing in somebody who, once again, is a low-risk, high-reward player. I'm looking forward to it. I know you're looking forward to it. And Victor Olofsson, welcome to the Vegas Golden Knights organization. And regardless of what role and what line you are in, you are here on a one-year deal. You signed for a little over $1 million. And welcome to Vegas as you're part of the Golden Knights organization, Victor Olofsson.